Hi, it's Sunday, the 16th of November, 2025, and welcome to this week's My Thoughts vlog. As usual, unscripted, just my thoughts. This week, I just wanted to talk about a question I've been asked a few times when I've been interviewed by various people. And I don't think it's something I've ever told you guys or in one of these videos. And it's kind of the why and how I became involved in the first place in campaigning. And it goes back quite a long time. In 2011, I left work for health reasons, and I was bullied out by a boss, really, who was unsympathetic and did it to other people. Um, Thankfully, he's now been sacked. Anyway, so I was at home with not a lot to do. My dad was ill; he was suffering with Alzheimer's, so it was another good reason to leave, to be there to support mum while she looked after dad. I was at a loose end, and one thing I did was sign up to Open University, and then I think because I had a lot of time talking with Dad and remembering and reminiscing and thinking about times that we'd gone away and some of the things he'd said about Maralinga, I just thought, let's Google it. Let's see what I can find out about what actually went down and what's actually, because he said so much was secret. I wanted to know how much was actually out there, and also that niggling voice in the back of my head that said, was my disability to do with Dad's service? So I Googled away and found out quite a lot. Lots of interesting stuff, learned a lot. But I found a Facebook group, and it was, I think, a BNTVA run one, who now don't exist. But it was full of descendants like me and veterans who had health conditions. And it was that kind of moment that you thought, wow, maybe I wasn't wrong after all. And it's not just me, there's thousands of us. And that was kind of how I became involved at first, because I became active in the groups and chatting and talking and asking questions, really. And a lot of it was, what really motivated me was my sister had a baby, and I wanted to. My worry was, what I was learning was that it's going to go down the generations far, far longer than just first generation. It's going to be second, third, fourth, fifth, blah blah blah, for about 500 years. So that got me thinking about my nephew and worries, about him and what might happen. Of course, my sister now has two sons. They're both fine and cheeky chaps. They're great. So that's all good. But then, because I became quite a vocal member, I suppose, of those chat groups and stuff pages, I joined the Lab Rats one eventually, and I think Alan asked me to, or asked everyone to do a video for the Look Me in the Eye campaign to get a medal, to get Boris to meet us. So I did one. I thought, well, I'm an actor, I can do this. I'm used to being in front of a camera. And so I did one, and it was used. And then Alan gradually came back and asked me to do more things, so I did them. And before I know it, really, I was, quite heavily involved, and it's a pleasure to do so. And one of the things they asked me to do was appear on Zoom and tell my story for a organisation called Hillsborough Law Now, which you all know I became involved with, again, quite heavily. And it's gone from strength to strength in every way. And it takes up my time, it keeps me occupied. But it's good because it feels like it's 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 something that takes up my time, but I want to do it. It's the right thing to do. I'm still fighting to get my dad's medical records, which is the right thing to do, because that will hopefully tell us what he was exposed to and how much, and whether I can use that information to perhaps safeguard Sasha and my next child. when they're older and if they should become ill. There's information there, and that's kind of really why I keep going, is for Sasha and my child due in March, because again, it's the right thing to do, isn't it? I mean, I have time. Time is a resource that so many people don't have, and so many people kind of, you don't appreciate when you have loads of it, how good it is to be able to have time to do stuff. So that's why I think it's important to keep going, because we need. I certainly want to get the research done into descendant health as one of the asks of the government, which we are doing. And that is my aim. That is my ultimate goal, is to get that research done, be a part of it, help set it up so I know it's not kind of rubbish or half-hearted, that it's going to be useful and produce usable results that can help generate an NHS funded support system for descendants. So that's kind of my how and my why. And second thing I was going to report today was we still haven't got a date from Keir yet. I mean, we were hopeful, or he said in his own words, hopefully before Christmas. But look at the date now, 16th. Generally, we need a bit of notice, because some of us have to travel quite a distance, and booking hotels in London is not easy, especially when you're looking for availability of accessible rooms. Yes, there might be 50 rooms free in the whole of London at short notice, but how many of them are going to have wheelchair access? How many of them are going to be in a hotel with a car park? I can't just leave my van anywhere. So, Prime Minister, you need to pull your finger out. We need a date, and we need it soon. Doubt he's listening, but you never know. So yeah, they're the only two things really. Yeah, my history and where we are with Keir, which isn't very far yet, but I'm hopeful. Anyway, I'm sorry this week's late. I was in St Helens on Friday, and yesterday couldn't get a moment to do it. So yeah, it's a Sunday one, but it's a relaxing Sunday. So whatever you're doing, have a great Sunday, and I'll see you all next week. Cheerio, bye bye.